What's something people don't know about podcast disclaimers? They're the ultimate cover our butts move. All right, folks, let's get real. You know those disclaimers at the start of podcasts? The ones that say these opinions are our own and not our employers, friends, or anyone who might sue us. Yeah, those. Why do we need them? Because Stacey and Casey here, well, we might say something bonkers. And we don't want you blaming our bosses, our moms, or that guy who bagged our groceries last week. Nope, it's all on us, people. Think of it like this. We're just two dudes with microphones and way too much free time. And while we're at it, let's be clear. Our jokes, rants, and random thoughts, purely our own genius or nonsense. Depends on the day, so sit back, relax, and remember, if you're offended, it's definitely not because of our employers. It's all Stacey and Casey, baby. Covering our butts, one disclaimer at a time.
What it do, baby?
What it is, Jive Turkeys?
I'm Stacey,
And I'm Casey.
and we are the.
Stacey and Casey show mother suckers.
Hey, it has been a great week. Or when you say,
It's always a great week when you have Jesus.
amen to that.
Amen.
Hey, amen to that.
Amen, brother.
Now, I will say, teamwork makes the dream work. That's why we played that in the beginning.
Yep.
I think that's what we really need out here, especially with, the travel warnings and bans to be American overseas and be careful. So,
Gotta
with
stay
that,
safe.
stay safe on anyone's travels, anybody going on vacation out of the country. Definitely, teamwork makes the dream work. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
And you know-
Jared, you included.
And you know, Stacey, since you brought that up, teamwork does make the dream work, but the dream doesn't always work. For example, we had a turkey and 3 chickens that cruised around together. They were babies. I let them out so they didn't get too hot in the warehouse, thinking nothing of it. They'd be okay. They walked around in a group, right? No, the baby turkey and the Polish chicken died. They got attacked. We don't know
By?
by what. We don't know. They just got killed and murdered.
Probably one of them rattlesnakes.
And they traveled in a group, and they really.
But 2 out of the 3
so-
were killed.
So we're, though the message stays the same, be safe. I'm just saying it doesn't always work. That's
I mean, you could all get kidnapped as a group. I mean, that's what we're going to be talking about today, right?
that is 100%. Yeah, whether you're a pizza pie or a child, you could also be part of a party that's not good for you.
Hey, that's why. Yeah, it's not a party you want to be a part of if you're a kid.
No.
That's for sure.
I'm
Hey, that
Italian.
was
I'm Italian,
wild.
but I'm gonna stay away from that party.
Hey, so it's not racist with his accent. It's what he grew up with. That's what he knows, right?
Yeah.
He's a, yeah. Hey, it's funny because before the show, you were joking about how his family worked in the industry and everything, and I said, he goes, and they weren't into that or anything, and I said, or were they?
I was like, you're right. I don't really fucking know. I was a child. All I cared about was remote control cars and racing bikes.
Hey, I didn't care what was going on
Yeah.
at the pool. I
I
didn't
was
care
outside
what was on
playing.
the grill. I
Yeah.
know all my friends came back after we went outside playing, though, so it probably wasn't
Man,
what
I
we
have
think.
videos of like pool parties with like kids running everywhere. It was like, man, you just don't see parties like that anymore. Like the whole class comes to your house.
So it's funny you say that. You don't even see family like that anymore, where the family used to gather for Sunday dinner.
No, teamwork
It's-
makes the dream work with the family too. You don't see that anymore.
Family life, I think, is essential. That should be your biggest team right there. Is
Hey.
your family.
I'll be honest, I love the family that I have, but I wish we did get together like we used to, like Thanksgiving. Maybe it's up to me to make it happen.
It
Since we're
could
talking
be.
about it, I'm saying
I-
the words out loud.
I try to orchestrate it quite a bit. I'm the one that's like, Asia, do something big for, this or for that, or, invite them over. I'll cook, or, you know what I mean? And she's, no. Like, bro, I wish I had a bigger family that lived closer to me that I could actually kick it, and as far as hang out with.
Mhm.
Like you said, I literally just took the words out of my mouth, Paula. Tradition is getting lost. It sucks that you gather more at funerals than you gather at smiling events. I remember when families came to step up events. I remember when you would go to your kids' events and like celebrate, especially like if it was a big moment for your
Mhm.
child.
Graduation.
would gather together. Huge graduation always. The
Yeah.
whole family came together to celebrate. But what happened to those traditions? Now that we're talking about it, I mean, that's something we didn't even talk about as a subject. But where did traditions go? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, same. It's like I remember when I was a kid, whenever we had a big event, I can go back and look at the VHS tapes and stuff of seeing like uncles and everybody getting together. And now it seems like we're more scattered. I don't think it's as much as like we don't really want to, but I got half the family in California and some here, and I don't know.
I laughed out loud at that, Jared. If the family reunion doesn't involve cops tackling someone, then it was boring. Hey, that is hilarious. But that could be just the drunk uncle having too much fun.
Yeah.
He got on the table and pulled his pants down. Now, somebody's calling the cops. Or it could be fights. I mean, it's
There's always somebody drunk jumping out of the car.
there's
It's like
always something. But
something always happens. But at least it happened though, and you get together and let it happen once, and
But
not just hide it.
I think you had the answer right there, and I didn't mean to jump ahead on you, but
That's all good.
as far as what you said on the tradition, as far as your family's in California, you have family here,
Mhm.
that's where tradition has gone. Is now, we got to a point we started expanding. Universities would take you to a different area. You may live in Missouri, go to a school in Arizona, get a job in Arizona, right? Now you've migrated there. Your family doesn't see you much here. You travel back home for the holidays. That's one thing, right?
That thing's I mean, you can't control that, but the family that you do have around, that's even more excuse for me to like try to huddle them small groups together and make it happen. So
So it's funny.
I'm gonna point the finger at myself.
we just
I
had
complain
that
about it, but
conversation with little man about us not having a big family. So you get to choose your family, right? Like you know what I mean? Like we get to choose Uncle Casey, or we get to choose who we want to be a part of our family, who we care about. You know what I mean? And there's a difference from the family you're born into and the family you get to choose. And I like to explain to him, like, you get to choose who you want to make family, but if you choose to make them family, then you treat them like family, right? So it's one of those. I think that we're in a place now that families have gotten smaller. It used to be 3, 4 kids back in the day. Now it's getting expensive. Some people don't have, 2, 3 kids. Or, I mean, there's a lot of things to play into this. But I
Mhm.
think the travel is the biggest of what you said, that travel is more expensive than it's ever been. To travel state to state, to invite your whole family from California here. It'd be expensive as hell. Where are they going to stay?
Mhm.
Are they all going to stay at your house?
No, that's the one kicker. We don't have a lot of room in our place. So
But even if you could, though, would you want them there? And that's something I think about too.
yeah, and this is the time of year where it's like just get a tent, put them out in the yard, but do something.
But that is honestly not a bad idea. If you wanted to, if
Actually,
the
that's a really
family
good
wants to be together, that's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jared said, I think it's a struggle for a lot of families to get together because when the rock and foundation of the family passes, it's more of a sad day or Memorial Day compared to the days that's supposed to be happy. Fair. I will say, since my mom passed, I mean, I won't even say she was the rock, but she was the cook. She was the one that when we gathered at her home,
Mhm.
right? So she was the host. Now you don't have that. Before it was my grandma Norma. We would go down there. My grandma Kathleen. I would go down there. My uncle Hank. Like I remember the gathering places. But as you get older, sometimes the invitations aren't there, right? And nothing you did.
You're obviously a really good cook. So you being a really good cook,
I
mean,
normally like to host.
that would be cool if you're the host. But sometimes the best host isn't always the best cook, so you got to do like teamwork.
Fair, because look, I'm a really good cook. Asia's a terrible host.
That's what I was doing. I told her she looked beautiful earlier, and I got a cold shoulder.
Hey, I looked at her face and she looked at me like, "What the fuck is he on?"
I even said out loud, I was like, I was being polite. That was awkward.
Hey, Paula said, I mean, people go out to eat on Christmas. Back in the day, someone was always cooking. It's tradition. Not anymore. Tradition lost. And that is fair. I mean, you're right. I will say, I remember when restaurants weren't even open on Thanksgiving and Christmas. You'd have your like one maybe mom and pop shop or the buffet that might be open for the people that lost their family or they're traveling. But very rarely, when normally it was the Chinese food restaurant that was open. If you want to know the truth, the Chinese buffet. But
Can I just say that Chinese buffet is the best thing in the world?
100% from a fat man to a skinny man.
Oh my God. That to me is like a buffet for fat people, gluttons. I don't care who you are. If you can't find any joy at a Chinese food buffet with a shitload of MSG, I don't
Your
trust you.
life
You're
isn't
AI.
good.
Yeah, you're not
You're,
real.
you're not real.
You're not real.
Hey, but the problem is, why are egg rolls good one place and they suck the next place?
I don't know.
Why are crab rangoons good from here, but they're terrible there?
God, tell me about it.
Why is
Crab
the rice
rangoons are
right?
so good.
Why is the rice white here in the white area and black in the brown area?
Dude, you gotta peek in the back and see the cooks. And you
If
gotta,
they're not Mexican, I don't want it.
exactly. If they're Asian, I'm not eating here.
100%.
We're in Missouri. A good Mexican cooks my Chinese food.
100%.
Get the rice right.
Hey, real shit. Hey, better match my skin complexion. I'm like, no, Thanksgiving Day,
Oh.
everyone gets their plates and just either to their room or just be by themselves. And it's real. Now, I will say tradition back in my family when I was younger was the adults were in the kitchen, the kids were in the separate room. They were close enough to see. And then we'd all come together, play quarters and little things like that. But
Quarters.
yeah,
That's where you like you flick at the shot glass and you do
no,
shots.
it was a type of like gambling game with quarters.
I was gonna say we have a lot of
You
similarities.
bring your
with our
cup of
families,
quarters.
so never mind.
You bring a couple quarters to the table, and that was what you'd bet with, so you didn't break yourself. You know, you'd cash in with $10. Somebody got quarters over there, you'd cash it out.
One of my
Get in
old
there.
lives, yeah. Well, I went had that side of the family where you bring quarters because they all play cards. It's like at the end of the night, it's like, all right, everybody's time to play cards. They all whip out their quarters, and that's their gambling money. And my first time going, I didn't have any gambling money, and I just sat around and watched. It was so boring.
So it's funny because that's how it started, and then after you sit long enough, hey mom, can I get some money? I just want to get in here. I actually came up, got out of there on a come up. Maybe that's why I'm not invited to the events anymore. Ran them pockets and got out of there. No, as far as traditions, it's crazy. And when we talk about traditions, I'm starting to realize there's some traditions in Hollywood. And I'm starting to wonder, are there these traditions that we notice and we just turn our heads to?
But it's starting to get to the point where we're going to talk about it because
you can't turn your head
you
anymore.
can't turn. Everybody's talking about it, so we're going to talk about it on our show, and it has to do with pizzas. We've been hinting on it, and this isn't like pizza.
I love a good pizza.
No.
What's your favorite pizza place?
Man, favorite pizza place? I would have to say Papa John's.
Really?
Yeah.
Expensive ass rich people pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I like Emos, obviously, as a St. Louis guy. Love Marco's for some reason.
And I always order something with jalapenos on it, thin crust, extra charred.
100% extra crispy.
Yeah, extra crispy. And I like doing the thin crust. That way there's no fucking leftovers. I can eat that whole fucking pizza myself.
It's gone.
Crust and everything. If you get a pizza with crust, it's like you're going to have leftovers or you're going to get fat. No offense. But if you get the thin crust, you can just chug the whole thing. You're like, could have been worse.
It's always easy to lie to yourself in certain situations. And when it has a thinner crust, it's easier to lie. It's
People
like the
like-
Diet Coke versus the regular Coke. They're both bad for you. Just
Horrible.
one's not as bad. Is that what you're saying?
I say if it comes down to that, you just fucking go bad. If you're gonna do it to go bad, don't go half bad and go the diet. Don't try to kid yourself. Oh, I'm drinking a bunch of diet. I don't know why I look pregnant. It's because you drink a lot of Diet Coke. That's
It's
why you
hella
look
funny
pregnant.
to me because one of my second job was Taco Bell, and I loved when there'd be this huge order, and then at the end it would be like Diet Coke.
Diet
You'd be
Coke.
like, "What else?" And you're waiting to hear other sodas. Like you're like, there has to be other sodas in here because of all this food. And they
Nope.
get around to the window, and it's like this dude that you literally are like, I'm just gonna give him regular Coke at this point. So hey, I never personally did this, just for the record, but I remember one of my coworkers being like, "Hey, watch this," and just filled it up with regular Coke, gave it to him. The dude took a sip and goes, "That's really sweet Diet Coke," and just stares at him, and I'm like, in my head thinking, just tell him it's regular Coke. Tell him it's regular Coke. And he goes, "Can I get a second one?" I was like, "No, you gotta be kidding me. Of all the things you could have easily
Lie to yourself. That's people lying to themselves. Okay.
And that's cool. I lie to myself all the time. I do. I like to think whenever my hair is messed up, I got great curls. But right now, real shit, it looks like a mop top. Oh, it don't look so bad.
No,
on
it doesn't look
camera.
that bad. That's
It's the mop top.
It's very nice.
Don't lie to me, Casey. Lie to yourself. Don't lie to me.
No, it looks clean. You know,
Dewey's.
like my hair looks greasy today. You look
Ooh,
clean.
Jared, Nick and Elena's is the shit. You are not lying.
What is?
Dewey's Pizza is pretty good. I've never had Dewey's. Nick and Elena's. It's Elena's is what my dad used to call it. If I could steal you Saturday, I will take you to get some of the best pizza you've ever had.
I'm not gonna lie. When my mom makes homemade pizza, my mom makes the crust,
Lies.
everything from scratch. Oh, I wish my mom, she better be fucking listening right now.
Lies.
Mom, are you listening? I'm gonna text you right now.
If I don't taste the pizza, I don't believe it. I'm just gonna say.
Mom.
So Nona, if he's saying all this to be true, I got money for
Oh
ingredients.
no,
for you.
she's actually having dinner right now with my daughter Jocelyn.
And
That's
I want
right.
everybody to pray for her. She has a surgery coming up. She's gonna be getting pins. I just seen that she posted that online.
Yeah. Yeah.
So pray for her. Safe surgery, steady hands from the surgeon. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
But I will say, Nick and Elena's, I will say, Jared, and I've had pizza in a lot of places. I don't normally say that place because people don't know where it's at. By far, it's, if you like extra crispy cracker crust.
Oh yeah, that's
Ooh-wee!
yeah. My mom has like
True
the
Italian.
the bubble, like the hollow fucking
You
crunchiness.
pull
see
up,
the-
they got the Italian flag, true Italian family, just sold to another family because they were retiring. They were an old family. Man, look, I didn't know they were connected to so many. Another one, if you like Nick and Elena's, Angelo's, 100% most expensive pizza in St. Louis, and Blackjack, but by far the best. But
Now,
what
what's
the-
your favorite kid to play with?
mine?
That's a great answer. Your
Right.
own. Keep it that way.
I
Hi,
was like,
Casey. No, I'm sorry.
I was like, no, I 100. you
No,
threw
we're
me
talking
off.
about
I'm like,
pizzas we love, and those pizzas are delicious. And I will eat pizzas till I get fat because they're delicious. But these pizza parties they're talking about in the celebrity world, completely different.
well, is it? Let's see. Let's listen to who makes the best pizzas.
So
Listen,
that's where Clooney lives, George Clooney lives.
Yes.
And Jen and George are friends. So
Sure,
you
sure.
went to George's house?
Yes, of course. And him and his wife and all these nice people were there, and they invited Jen and me. I know George back in the day too, so we went there and you take a boat, you get on a boat, you cruise down. Went over to their house. They made us homemade pizza, and it was an amazing time. I sat next to Bono. It was a good day.
That is a good day. She likes to. She's busy all the time. I know she's the greatest host, but I'm.
She is a good
I
host.
like. I'm like I'm going to bed at 9. I can't come over. Your thing starts at 8:30. So
Yes, she can handle it. She
Yeah,
can handle it. And
she
her
can.
parties are incredible at her house too.
Yeah, she does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza.
Wonderful,
yes.
wonderful pizza. All right, just y'all are all like, whatever.
These circles of friends that you guys have. You told a story about going and having pizza at the Clooney's in Lake Como.
That's all in Aniston. It's like George and I would love you to come over for pizza, but
How was the pizza? Was it good? Did he make it
Amal's
himself?
pizza was better than Clooney's. They
Yeah,
both made. Everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no
Finally.
pizza we didn't love.
Something that he does.
Five different kinds. Five different kinds or 6 different kinds of pizza that night.
Let's be
Clooney's was
quiet.
excellent.
Shut your trap.
Amal's was the winner.
Thank you very much for this prestigious award. To show my appreciation, I am inviting you all to a pizza party tonight at Jennifer Aniston's house. I'll see you there.
At the end of the dinner party, Seinfeld came walking out. He was like,
Nobody go anywhere. You guys are in for a treat. Tonight, we're gonna have some brick oven pizza.
everybody went crazy in the party. What? Oh my God, brick oven pizza. What? One lady was like, how many cheeses, Jerry?
Jerry was like, 7 different cheeses, 7 different cheeses.
People went crazy. By the way, all these people were white. These are all fucking white people. They start chanting, bop, 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 bop. The fuck is bop, man? Bop, bop, bop. What the fuck is bop? White woman leaned over the table. She was like, it's short for brick oven pizza. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, okay, I get it. Seinfeld had some Italian men walk out. They had pizza-like garb on. They start passing out the pizza saying Italian shit. John. I don't know Italian. John. It just dawned on me, actually, as I told that joke. What I'm doing is racist right now. I apologize. John. People were eating the fucking pizza going crazy. Oh my God, I taste the cheeses, Jerry. I taste the cheeses. They bought me my piece of pizza. I took a bite. I couldn't fucking believe it. Best pizza I've ever had in my life. Best fucking pizza I've ever had. Had some type of lettuce on it. I've never tasted this shit. Took my white baby's got some type of lettuce on it. Took my white baby's got some type of lettuce on it. Wait till you taste the lettuce. This white woman, she leaned over again. She was like, "It's arugula." What? It's arugula. Oh, shit. I took another bite. I got caught up. Bop, bop, bop. Bop. What an amazing night. It's a fucking amazing night, start to finish, man.
You've been to my house. We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love a pizza.
Do.
It's so much fun.
Man, bop, bop, bop. And I remember watching that stand-up
It's the most weird shit ever.
during quarantine. I remember watching that stand-up thinking to myself, bop. It's like, I'm a pizza fan. I've never heard somebody phrase it as bop and like celebrate it like that.
I know what a bop is in the hood, though.
And someone also made up the comment, who eats pizza after dinner?
That's a very good point of Jerry Seinfeld
Oh,
brought out pizza after dinner. So, and who has white babies with lettuce? What dish have you ever heard out there? White babies with lettuce. How do you fuck that up? What dish? I've been to some pretty damn good restaurants, ladies and gentlemen. What dish on the menu sounds like white babies with lettuce? Please tell me. Brussels sprouts? No.
That whole segment of the stand-up sounded forced.
100%. All of it sounds forced. It all sounds, you need to talk about this. But the Illuminati, what do they say? They have to out it in the open.
Yeah.
They got to tell you what's going on. And it's damn sure looking pretty weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and it showed the clip where... On my watch? Yeah, I'm going to take this off because it gets all the feedback. No, it showed the clip where Ellen was walking through the
crowd
talking about...
Oh, Harvey Weinstein buying the
Weinstein.
pizza. Yeah. Here, do I have that one? No, I didn't pull that.
Nah, but she was pointing out all the names, and it's the same names that keep coming up. You know,
Clooney,
Jennifer Aniston, and
Aniston.
I mean, we're not pointing fingers at Jennifer Aniston and Clooney, but shit, these are all.
I mean, at
weird
this point, I
fucking-
want to try Jennifer Aniston's pizza just as much as the other pea. You know what I mean? But it's
I love Adam Sandler, and I do not think that he's into anything nefarious, but
gotta
with
be
everything
some
that I'm
bomb-ass
hearing,
pizza.
it's like, man. And Kevin Hart, Kevin Hart, there's just a conspiracy one after the next.
Hey, where did he? I mean, I know where he came
Shit,
from. He
even
blew
Cat
up.
Williams has been outing him for a while. talking
Yeah,
about
we're
his
out in
$50
Cat
million.
Williams right now. So I mean, who knows, man? There's so much going on in the world of celebrities. Diddy might walk. They got partial confirmed. I seen this walking out of work today that they had a partial verdict or some shit. I'm like, man, it's getting crazy out here. I just know I don't like that type of pizza, but all this pizza talk has made me want pizza. So like, I'm
getting hungry.
Yeah, I'm like, man, why
I'm
is
legit
my
hungry now.
Why
This
is
is-
my stomach
and
growling?
this is why they hide it with the whole pizza thing, because as soon as people start breaking the code, they're like, hey, we need to get some
Well,
pizza.
no, it's because when you type in pizza online, there's a million pizza places, right? Like you see the surge in Washington, D.C. with all the pizzas, right? In the pizza parlors. And so they can word it and work it differently and like work it to where now with them talking about the pizza in D.C., when you type in pizza, that pops up, right? Or Frozen. It's crazy when I heard the theory that Walt Disney, they made the movie Frozen. So if you Google the word Frozen, no longer Walt Disney coming up, Frozen is showing.
Mhm.
You know, so there are little things that, like Paul just said, money talks. When you got
Yeah.
money, you can suppress, you can order. I mean, Wayfair was a whole big thing during COVID. They were saying
Wayfair,
they
that
were
was
buying
sketch.
people through cabinets, like going to the website and finding names of a cabinet that was a missing child's name that all of a sudden is a $30,000 cabinet,
Mhm.
$100,000 cabinet. that should make you wonder. And I think you said it best. I wish we would have grabbed that video you wanted to show, the one where it was like basically where there's smoke, there's fire. And I want you to explain the video you had showed me earlier about with the pedophile rings.
Yeah, no, it was two guys talking about, okay, when it comes to these conspiracies about pizza parties and stuff with, kids and everything, and you say, okay, that's just too far-fetched. You got to ask yourself, yes or no, are there pedophiles?
Yes.
Yes, obviously there's pedophiles. Is there organized pedophilia out there?
Yes.
Dark web, email.
I mean, you can literally go online. You have Dateline.
So they talk.
Chris
So there's
Hansen, they busted rings. And hold on, just to prove this, because this is the perfect time to bring this up. Are there organized pedophile rings, right?
And are there is there child and human trafficking?
Well, the FBI in Dallas has announced more than 100 children who were victims of sexual exploitation have been rescued, and more than 200 alleged offenders are now in custody. Fox's Brooke Taylor reports on the task force that made these captures.
More than 200 alleged child sex predators were arrested during this operation and taken off the streets. But the real focus here is on these innocent young victims. The FBI says most of the children were not even reported missing, so they would have most likely just gone unnoticed and continued to be victimized. This month-long operation, known as Operation
Go unnoticed.
Say it again.
How do those kids go unnoticed?
How? Where did they fucking come from?
Are they getting and this is weird. I watched a movie with Paula the other day called Barbarian, and it basically, the whole concept was there was a house where underneath this guy lived there forever, and he was harvesting kids. He had he was impregnating women and having them cycle through kids and just
So they're coming out with it through a movie.
And I was thinking with all the little secrets, this movie is new. It's called Barbarian, it has Justin Long in it. It's fucking weird. And after I watched it and knowing all this crap that goes on, I was trying to tie the two as a conspiracy, and I was like, man, there's a lot of ways that this movie can wait a second.
You think?
It makes you think shit, where these kids aren't coming up missing. Is there underground baby making
facilities?
Facilities, almost like back
Are they immigrant kids that are undocumented?
Terria's Shield started in April with the goal of targeting child predators and rescuing children. One case highlighted by officials involves Michael Huffman. He's charged with distributing and possession of child pornography. When agents got to his home in Fort Worth to execute a search warrant, they found him just sitting in his driveway with his computer open and child porn on display. Now,
okay,
that
sounds
a
little set up. That's almost like Justin or that Mangione getting caught with
it's kind of real fishy in my mind, that part.
But
now he faces 20 years behind bars. In total, 244 accused child sex offenders were arrested. More than 70 Texas law enforcement agencies teamed up using cyber tips, chat-based undercover operations, and responded to calls for service that directly led them to these children.
How are these kids undocumented? They don't know where they came from, and now they're getting calls about these children that led them to them. Make that make sense.
Would you love to talk to these kids and be like, where did you come from? And just how mind-blowing it must be.
Who is asking them? Because somebody has to ask them. Or are they all mute?
Undocumented. They just pop up. You found over 100 kids. None of them were reported missing. What the fuck? I mean, that's like a what the fuck moment, isn't it?
It's got. I mean,
that
is
blows
it what the
my
fuck,
mind.
or is it organized?
So anyway, like I was saying, so there is organized out there, and so all the ingredients are out there. So if it already hasn't been put together to where they have organized parties, then it's bound to happen because all the ingredients are there, and the whole law of relativity is if it could happen, it will happen.
I went down a damn rabbit hole of people eating mermaids over the weekend.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, what in the actual fuck?
Dude, if you can eat a mermaid, would you? Yes.
Pause. he would eat a human if he'll eat a mermaid. I'm just like, what? Like, what do you think it would taste like?
I would guess it depends what half you're eating.
The lower part.
Well, that always tastes like fish. On a mermaid.
You better find a different one. It's got a fish flavor.
If the mermaid part's the bottom, can you imagine if the mermaid part was the top, of like the fish part was the top, and it had like human legs?
So they
No one
did
ever
this a
shows
long
that
time
movie.
ago. Look up baby incubation, feeding babies probably to use for their blood, like early 1900s. I don't even got to go there. I can go to slavery and slave camps. They had breeding farms.
That's what I was actually.
There's a
thinking
whole
of at first.
movie right now on Netflix called Baby Farm,
Baby farm,
where they're literally harvesting kids. So it's not far fetched.
It's not far fetched. It probably happens.
Tuna fish of the sea. I don't think it's far fetched. I think now they're more blatant. The fact that they put a baby farming movie on Netflix is wild to me. And the fact that you have Barbarian, the movie now that they're showing them harvesting the babies.
Dude,
you
it's
can
a
go
creepy
back.
movie.
When people, and this is one thing I like to educate people on about when we talk about certain shit in history. Slavery was pretty much every color was a slave. But people don't realize that there were different kind of slave farms, right? Like there was your breeding farms where you sent your bucks to go breed with the biggest women to create the best slaves. You had fighting farms, you know what I'm saying, where they would have like the UFC in the backyard. Like there's a whole different level of people are sick. So when you think back in history that this has been a thing, and I actually just was on TikTok, somebody was talking about history repeating itself, and I said, I think about every bad decision I've made in my life. There's a point in time God brings it back to me to try again. And we can say it's the universe, we can say whatever. To me, it's God brings me back to the same decision to make again. And do you get it right?
I think everybody can relate to that right there. If you circle back, you do something. Everyone does something wrong. Nobody's perfect. If you think you are, you need
You're
to look
lying
at
to
yourself.
yourself.
You're lying to yourself. Do some shrooms. Just do some fucking shrooms. No, but you said it. It circles it back, and you can almost see it saying, "Hey, what are you going to do this time?" And the temptation might even be a little bit more.
And the crazy part is you may fuck up again.
You may fuck up again.
There are people that fuck up over and over again. There's people that can fuck up once or twice, get a DUI, and that DUI is the wake-up call, and now they get it right. There's different levels, but
hopefully you live long enough to see the light when you do the right thing, and you get that feeling. It's addictive.
But I think that's where we're at. We're at a point in time where it's more advanced, high-tech AI, test tube kids. There could be underground slavery. You don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know about the people that are going missing from, what was it, Lahaina? We don't know about the people that went missing from California. We don't know about all these kids that went missing when there's ever a fucking major disaster.
You seen the movie The Matrix? There could be a whole city down there getting mined by these slaves, and we have no idea. There's actually stories of like over out in the jungle, some remote place, some guy that actually lives remote, saying at a certain time of night he hears these weird fucking sounds coming from the earth or the sky, whatever, almost like machine noises, and they're unexplainable. And you can Google this shit. I mean, it's pretty easy to find, and it's kind of eerie because
it's real.
Shit,
think
what is
about
that?
all the cities underground
like-
we have now. We have one under Springfield, Missouri, the biggest underground cave system that is inhabited. Go another Starbucks, Pizza Huts. There's all types of true restaurants and shit underground. If you don't think that the rich could be mining out from underneath us, trying to rebuild and redo this, so when this gets hit with whatever great mud flood, whatever fireball, whatever cataclysmic event, that life just goes on and they peel off the layer like an onion. The earth, if it's a living thing, like they say, it's going to shed its skin. Everything does. We, as humans, shed our skin every day.
Yeah.
Snakes shed their skin when they grow. Everything sheds their fur. If the earth is living, which we know it is, eventually it has to shed a layer. And who's to say you don't think that they're planning out for the next layer to go? Right now, they're talking about how in history, 1918 is lining up right now with 2025 almost perfectly for world events to fucking, when you look into the skies with astrology, things lining up. And as a person that doesn't really read into it a lot, I'm like, damn, if the stars are lining up perfectly again at this amount of time, are we in a dome? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, there's no way it can repeat itself.
It's fun to let your mind wander because everything will repeat itself
100%.
until you die.
Yeah. Or until you make a different decision. And even then, you may end up back at the same crossroad down the line and be like, damn, what decision was I supposed to make?
Exactly. Things you can control, yes. But in the grand scheme of things, when the earth sheds its skin, if you're in the middle of making a decision, it don't care. It's going to take you with it.
Yeah.
So until then, that's why I said, if you live long enough to make those decisions. But if we live long enough to see a natural disaster like that, just know we're all in it together. As soon as you're scared, I need attention.
We're all gonna die.
It's like, hey, we're all in this together. Shut the fuck up. Survival of the fittest.
Kind of like it works.
Get behind me, motherfucker. That's what I would say.
That's kind of what I said at work. Survival of the fittest. We're here together. Get behind me. I got you. Let's get these deals. You know what I mean?
Deals. Kill.
Never once have I ever said that because I'm not a manager.
And speaking of survival, a buddy at work, let me check out this sign. Look at this thing. This thing's fucking ginormous. That's not a knife. That's a knife. Ah, that's my
Cross cover.
One
One good whack on one hard bone. You're gonna hear that infamous.
Oh yeah, I already got that. Yeah, I'll have this big old knuckle there forever, thanks to that freaking stabbing myself in the hand thing.
That motherfucker's big.
But anyways, yeah, pizza party.
And the scariest video I ever seen the other day was there was a guy in a prison system dancing in a prison cell with, I swear to God, a makeshift knife that was this size. I was like, what in the actual fuck are we employing people to work these facilities if they're not taking care of them? Because that is going to kill somebody. That's not a if it hits somebody. It's when it does, that's killing somebody. They need to storm the facility. That's all I could think. I was like, that is insane. This dude was literally dancing with one of those in fucking correctional office attire. And I'm thinking in my head, like, bro, I never want to go there. Like, what in the actual fuck? Like, they think this is civilized? You know what I mean? Like,
live in a crazy world.
You'll never get pizza there.
Never get pizza. Never get invited to George Clooney's pizza party.
Hey, I don't. Whose pizza party you want to go to?
There's
Clooney's or Sandler's?
Well, I'd go. Oh, Sandler's. Come on now.
Jen Aniston.
Jen Aniston.
I might have a chance.
No, she seems like she has an evil to her. Everyone leaves her. Brad Pitt.
I think
the other
we talk
ones,
about this about
Ben Affleck.
how you're so pretty and you just keep losing all the like.
Yeah, they all see that you're in on something.
Yeah, but then again, all the guys you're naming, they've all gone to younger bitches too, though. They all date younger bitches that don't look like her. So I guess she really didn't have that big of an effect. You know what that means normally. But, it could be totally different. She's probably so sedity, she's too good to, suck the penis. Who knows?
I was thinking she was a bad cook.
You got that much money, you ain't cooking. What do you think would
cooking
be? What do you think besides
cooking to me is like autism. There's a huge fucking scale, and there's so many gray areas of good dishes where I personally like burnt pizza, but a chef that might charge $1 million for what most people like may not be.
Cheese is undercooked.
I'm just saying, there's so many variations that I am fortunate enough to not be retarded, and I can cook good. So, for me, paying somebody would almost be like a kick in the teeth.
You ever had a fancy pizza?
Yes.
Where was it from?
My kitchen.
I don't know. Asia. One day her job took her to Pie. She brought home this pizza and it just had a chunk of mozzarella on it. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, it ain't even melted all the way. Like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. And they were winning all these awards. I'm like, yeah, people are fucking idiots, bro. This is not
You
pizza.
start looking at pizza like art. It's like,
you're doing it wrong. Pizza
oh my
should be
God, they
greasy
didn't cook
and
it. That's so new age. They win. It's cold. It's supposed to be that way. No, the dough's not even cooked.
I want my shit to, you know what I mean? I want that crunch.
It cooks to 98 degrees in your mouth while you're eating it.
Hey, that is the next wave. Have you seen? I say that's the next wave because I could believe people just hold it there a little longer. You're gonna taste it.
Yeah,
because they're serving people foam nowadays.
Stacey,
Serving people foam and
sent me
telling them
that
it's
sweetness earlier.
delicious.
The sweet.
It wasn't fucking foam.
He made me a delicious foam in a bottle, and it was delicious. And it got, oh my god, it was so good.
It was the best pizza. The best pizza he's ever had.
He gave me a mason jar, and he was like, "Guess what's in this?" And I was like, "All right." So I tasted it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." I was like, "Butterscotch, caramel, all these words that are coming out of my mouth, the things that were delicious, marshmallows." He was like, "No." I was like, "All right, sweet potatoes." He's like, "Yes, dude, it's like sweet potatoes mixed with like God's urine. It's delicious."
It's like a sweet potato molasses
but then
caramel.
like frothed. I was thinking of having a machine with a.
Hey, that would actually, if you whipped it like a honey, that might be delicious. But it's it's a sweet potato molasses caramel. It's honestly, I think that if I could find a way to solidify it a little harder.
Dude, you saw me. I was eating it like
I was like, you could
soup.
sell them as
It was
morsels.
delicious.
Could definitely sell them as morsels. Pretty good. I impress myself sometimes with the shit I come up with because I just.
Delicious.
The other day, I made the best wings I ever made, and just being fancy, because like you said, your fancy pizza at home. I did oven baked wings, like I baked them till they were almost done, and I pulled them out, re-seasoned them, and then flash fried them like a trash wing, but backwards, right?
Yeah.
The motherfucker smacked. I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn, you really be doing some shit in here, man. So, what's your best dish?
My best dish.
100%, hands down. You know, if you serve it to her, you getting panties tonight.
Shit. Well, no, that's two different dishes. I was thinking like when I'm really good at cooking, or making her something that gives me panties tonight. You know.
All right, what's your best dish that you think, in your opinion, and what do you think is your best date night dish?
I hate to say spaghetti, but anything that has a noodle, I just cook it so fucking good. Now, if I were to wanted to impress you,
He actually makes his own noodles, by the way, guys.
I could make mine. I don't do it on a
He
regular
has.
basis. But if I were to say I pride myself on something, I can make one hell of a lasagna, one hell of a chili.
Ricotta? You use ricotta?
I don't like ricotta.
Me neither. So, all right. So I want to try your lasagna.
Oh my god, I will blow your socks off. Seriously, my lasagna will blow your socks right off your feet.
Full eruption.
Full eruption.
Hey, they'll be stiff when they're done.
They're gonna be so
Socks
stiff.
knocked
They're gonna
off
walk
stiff.
themselves to the hamper. Just gonna be good. You're gonna shit.
Real shit. I love a good ass lasagna that does not have ricotta.
Yeah, my mom likes ricotta, and you can put ricotta in mine and substitute, but the cottage cheese. But I like.
And what's your date night dish?
That would be. She likes any like a crab boil, like any type of a boil for seafood. You know, that is her like. Oh my god, it's her birthday. Get this girl a fucking lobster and a filet mignon.
Before you walk out the door, I made a seafood pasta. I'm gonna give you something to take with you, even though I did not get my last Tupperware back. We're gonna try it again. I'm gonna send it with you. I'll send it
Well,
with you.
shit. You better get me a box of Magnums with that, because I'm getting laid tonight.
She might go to sleep after that dish.
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I'm my old ass. I eat it. And I'm like, let me sit down. Get a little comfortable right here.
No, I'm laughing. I was thinking, condoms.
Who uses those
I don't
anymore?
know.
That's what it's like to have a healthy, safe relationship, motherfuckers. Enjoy your herpes, AIDS, HPV, STDs, gonorrhea, chlamydia. St. Louis is the harboring fester. What is it called? The fucking cesspool of filth.
That's why it's best just to not have sex at all.
Practice celibacy until
Yeah,
marriage.
then you get married one day, and no matter what you get, it's going to be, oh my fucking god. That's how it is the
or
first
it
time
could
for
be
everybody. Do
like,
you think that's the
Eric took out the dog and the wife and the kids because he doesn't understand why he married this bitch.
Do you think that's the secret?
What?
Think about this, and I want you all to think about this. If you truly went your whole life from being a child to practicing that when you find your loved one, you will get married, join hands, celebrate, and then not till then will you have sex for the very first time in your entire life to the person that you just devoted the rest of your life to. Tell me that first time having sex, no matter what, is going to be like the first time you had sex where you're like, oh my God, this is the best thing in the world. Like,
well, the question is, did the guy have practice?
No.
If you got somebody with no practice your first time, man, he better know how to dance. He better
and
know
that's
how to
why
dance.
Stacy would have been a good husband, because he's thinking about her already.
Exactly.
Like, she better. So that's my point. So you learn everything together with the first person. It's the first time. Everybody tries out everything before they end up with the one they love, and they compare it. So they say, oh, this is the best. So this is why I'm with this person. Oh, she's not good in bed. So that's so shallow.
So I will say,
in the
if
grand scheme
your
of things.
whole thing is based on sex, it's gonna fade.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
The other
Hoping-
side of that though is niggas get down on one knee and they propose to pussy. They don't propose to women.
And that's
'Cause look,
shallow.
No, you say that, but check me out. The one thing I know is you're gonna yell at me. I know you're gonna stress me out. Are you at least gonna relieve some of that stress? Do you have the ability to do that? Because yes, we could all sit out there and say anybody can do it. All pussy's pussy. No, it ain't. Everything that glitters ain't gold, bitch. And I believe 100% that when you're talking about that, there are some things I just think that you might want to test drive the car before you buy it.
Well, for me, and that's,
forgive me.
That's a great.
And I'm a
story.
Christian, and I shouldn't say that, but I
See,
will say.
Speaking of not saying that, I don't even. I'm 45 years old. I don't even like saying the word pussy. Even watching the word come out of my mouth makes me feel disgusting.
You call people pussy all the time.
I'll call you a pussy, but if I'm referring to the lovely,
the succulent juices from the garden, the Garden of Eve, because that's what that is. That's the Garden of Eve. That's what caused man to sin. That's why all fruits look like the inside of a vagina. You cut it right in half, they all have the same look, because that is the fruit that made us sin. I 100% believe that.
or a cunt, but either way you put it,
whoa,
either way you put it, that's a conversation for the bedroom.
What?
If you're being a pussy, I'll call you a pussy, but I won't. But I won't be like, hey, give me that pussy. It just doesn't sound right.
I mean, that's you. That pussy.
Hey, I'm
like,
gonna propose to that pussy, baby.
Hey,
hey,
no.
hey, girl.
I
hey.
know why. I'm gonna propose to my. The
I'll
one
catch that
person-
pussy later.
But I think, and this is a real mature conversation we're having, because I think you're right. A lot of people nowadays are getting married for the wrong things.
Agreed.
And I think sex is a big factor. Now, I think if you took out sex in a lot of situations, would shit be different? I think you need to ask yourself, for the person you're with, does that person have you when shit gets rough? Everybody's going to have a rough patch. It happens. That's life. Life comes full circle, as we discussed.
Yeah.
You will have a rough spot. And when you do you got somebody that's going to be there with you, getting you through it, staying there with you, and you're going to get through it with them? Or are you a runner and they a runner? When shit gets tough, are you guys going to run?
If the end is in front of you and it's coming, are you going to grab that person that you chose? Or are you going to grab something that would maybe get you out of the situation? Because I know, hands down, my wife and I are grabbing each other like we're in this together. Because
give me a scenario on if I'm grabbing my. I can't just say I'm going to grab my person. If I'm, like you said, falling in a volcano, you're taking her with you. If I'm falling in a volcano, I'm yelling at her and asking, why the fuck you brought me up here? Because I would have never got here if it wasn't for her. So why am I the one falling? You should be the one falling. So yeah, you're coming with me. That's just out of spite. Like, you ain't getting away with this.
I'm talking about, okay, I'll give you a situation. All right.
There's an asteroid coming.
You see a shooter coming in the building. Okay. He's pulling out his piece. You can see it going down. This is happening before you can grab a wrist, grab somebody, take cover. The door's right behind you. The gun's coming up, and she's in direct line. Okay, you have 2 seconds. You can jet behind the kitchen door behind you or get out of the way. Or you can go to grab her knowing that
I'm going to get her out the way.
Knowing that you guys are getting shot together.
We're both getting shot?
Yeah, you know that.
How the fuck does that happen? Because I'm getting her the fuck out the way. Bitch, move. Like, the moment I see movement, I'm moving, right? So, the moment the gun's out, I'm counting. How many rounds went off? When can I move? I'm counting strategic. You know what I mean? All right, it looked like it might have been a Ruger. You might got 15. We're gonna count them. You know what I mean? All right, there was a drum on the bottom of that. We need to start counting. All right, they came out a little fast. We don't know. There's a delay. Time to rush. You know what I mean? Now, if there's an exit, I'm gonna drop kick you, bro. No matter who you are, I don't even gotta like you. If somebody came running through the door with a gun and it's between, or get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Get out the way.
All right, that was a bad example.
That has nothing to do with love. That's just me as a person. I would not want, if I can prevent you from getting shot, I'm gonna prevent it. Now, if I have to get shot in the end, the only people I'm doing it for is Asian little man.
Yeah. So you.
But
so,
I'm not getting shot in the process. In my mind, I'm Superman. I'm a drop kicker. I'm gonna do a backflip backwards that I've never done, land on my head, and might break my neck before I get shot.
Okay, maybe in your younger days.
I said I'm gonna do it and land on my neck. I'm being 100. I'm not saying I'm gonna complete the backflip. I'm saying I'm gonna drop kicker though.
It sounds like a good workout plan if you did that movement 20 times a day.
Hey, I do it every time I get about the steps. Get up out of the chair, that's a squat. You know what I'm saying? Like, Casey be trying to slide his little zingers in there, you know. Look, you know what you like. You know what's crazy is if I wasn't fat, you wouldn't have got to enjoy that beautiful morsel upstairs. I'll tell you that.
But I'm not fat and I enjoy stuff like that.
I didn't say you wouldn't have got to enjoy it because I never would have made it.
One day, like
I would have never made it if I wasn't fat. What I'm saying, because I'd be too busy eating chicken and rice and lettuce, fucking shit rabbits and miserable people eat. I enjoy food, and when you take home this seafood Alfredo tonight, you're gonna say
you can enjoy food but still be healthy and not be obese.
That's fine.
So if that's your argument, is I like food.
Hey, no, my argument is I love me for me, and I don't change for others. That's fine.
It's unhealthy.
How can you determine that? If we went to the doctor and my health came out better than yours, you wouldn't believe it. If I went to the doctor and don't have high blood pressure,
this man thinks he's healthy.
I didn't say I was healthy. I said you would be if we go to the doctor, like the doctor. And I just talked about this at work. I was like, every time they check my blood pressure, they walk out, walk back in. Makes me nervous. They take it again. They walk back out, walk back in, and I'm like, "Is everything cool?" They're like, "Oh, we're just trying to figure out if blood pressure is normal." Mm-hmm. Oh, you're surprised because I'm fat and healthy. You're surprised because I'm fat and not diabetic. There are people that are big that are healthy, and unfortunately, it sucks for people that are skinny that can't understand.
Just flexibility.
Hey, check me out.
Movement.
I'm not fucking you, Casey. So what does it matter? Why is it such a big deal to you that you have to bring it up all the time?
I just think emergency situations where you have to move fast. I think everybody should be in.
If I'm in an emergency situation that I have to move fast, I shouldn't have fucking been there.
I really believe like your body is the temple of your soul. So the way you treat your body is the way you treat your soul. Okay. And if you treat it by putting good, healthy things into it, not being a glutton or putting too much of one thing because it tastes good and it's yummy, it's your body react to something. If you're more mindful and less
reactive, because his body literally produces your metabolism, goes a little faster, and you do a little. Like you even admitted, you don't do as much as you used to.
Do we need to show the picture when I weigh 250
pounds? You need a pint of ice cream all the time.
Yeah,
that's not healthy.
Okay,
no,
I agree.
So to give
what is healthy is all the things I do.
To
in
give
between.
me a lecture about
the balance.
Either way, you're putting the unhealthy in your body.
Okay,
you
but
put
I also
more
do
unhealthy
shit
shit
like
in your body.
I move more.
How would you know? You don't know.
How do I know? Because you're fat.
That's fine.
If you move more, you wouldn't be.
Can I ask you why does it bother you so much that I'm fat?
Because I like you.
Okay,
and to see you it's not reaching your full potential pisses me off because you have a great smarts about you. But if I bring up anything health related, you just shut down like, no, I'm a healthy fat man.
No, I didn't. I don't shut down. I again never said I was healthy. That is you, and you want to always talk about how I'm fat, which is crazy. That you always try to do it on air. And it's just wild to me because it's almost
wanted to elaborate on it. I was doing my little finger. You wanted to elaborate.
I never elaborate. I said it's simple and plain and simple that if the doctors are saying I'm healthy, what Casey, the person sitting next to me, says is irrelevant.
I don't go to
Casey's
a doctor.
not a doctor.
I don't. So you don't need to be a doctor to understand yourself.
If your blood pressure's right, your hemoglobin's right, all your shit is right.
If you have titties and you shouldn't have titties, then you're probably doing something wrong.
Hey, and you know what's crazy is you can keep taking shots.
And that wasn't you. That wasn't you. It's just anybody. It's just like just me talking.
I'm gonna just say it how it is. You can't get healthy and then say, "Oh, I'm healthy." You're the one who sits next to me every week saying, I think I'm dying because of what I did to my body.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that sit next to you, feels fine.
I'm honest
do
with
what
myself.
that's fine. I'm not unhealthy. The worst I got a gut that makes my back hurt. There you go. That's it. I don't think I'm dying. I don't feel like I'm dying. I'm not losing unnecessary weight. I'm not waking up in pain. I'm not questioning the doctors. And you're the healthy one who is at the doctor questioning shit. So to give me a lecture and to try and it's almost disrespectful how hard you just went on it when you're the person who is literally
You asked me
going
to
the
elaborate
doctor.
on it. I don't go to the doctor.
Casey, how many times have you been to the doctor to see what's wrong?
In the past,
And you
over
had-
like a year ago?
you diagnosed yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You had something wrong, right?
I know I still have something wrong. I'm dying.
Then are you healthy?
No, my body is
Okay,
dying.
so then the healthy
Stacey.
conversation to me, I'm not the one that should worry about health.
Okay, well my problems I can't take away by stopping
don't know
eating.
that.
If I stopped eating and I thought that my
You don't know-
problem
they
would be
say
fixed by that,
fasts
then
do
I
a
would
lot.
do it.
They say fasts do a lot. And I
Okay,
don't
now-
think that I have to quit
now-
eating. I think I should maybe work out more. But I don't intake as much food. I intake junk food. But I guarantee you, you eat a gallon of ice cream a night. You eat more food than me. I know.
I don't eat a gallon a night. I can eat a gallon a night.
Correct.
And if I do eat a gallon one night, I won't eat ice cream the next day, maybe not the day after that. I'll do it in moderation.
But
I'll
guess what?
splurge in moderation.
Guess
so
what?
if I'm
To
preaching
me,
something,
when I
it's
hear it,
'cause I
you know what I
practice it.
say? He's enjoying himself. What am I to judge the next person?
If I
I'm
was
not their doctor.
I'm not enjoying
I'm not
myself
their God.
by
I'm not-
gluttoning myself. I'm enjoying myself by setting standards, meeting them, taking these long-term goals and like not hurting myself. And it feels better over time to make better decisions for my body
For
than
you?
it does just to put a bunch of,
For
ooh,
you?
I like this. I'm going to keep doing it until I can't move
And how
fast
long did
anymore.
it take you to make that decision?
I've had ups and downs just like Oprah over the years as far as weight. Ooh, Oprah, she's a horrible person.
Yeah, I've had ups and downs in weight too.
And you know what? I settled on when I had my epiphany, when I quit drinking and I did shrooms, and all of a sudden this clarity that you
when
do
you
need to.
became healthy, you
Hey,
saw
I'm
clarity.
sorry if I
That's
preach.
fine.
I'm sorry if I preach what I practice and it works out good for
No,
me.
I don't think you preach what you practice. I think you made a change and you're like the Christian that they
I'm-
became a
Hey,
Christian
I
and now they're gonna push Christianity. on
I'm not
everybody.
pushing shit. I didn't want to be
And
in this
that's
fucking
fine.
show. I told you that I did it because I
There
like
it
I like
goes.
pushing positivity.
Again, and positivity was by sitting here and trying to degrade me, right? That was positivity. I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Did you
From
feel
the
degraded?
listeners,
Did you feel degraded?
I actually feel like you were trying to attack me and I thought it was funny.
Well, for funny, you are getting pissed off about it, so it wasn't that funny.
No, actually, it's funny because in reality, I look at the overall. This is a person that got their life together, and now they want to.
You started losing a little bit of weight, and you sounded like you wanted to lose weight, and then you
When
went
did I
backwards.
start losing a little bit of weight?
When on Grossman's team, when you said you were actually going to try, and you started riding on your bicycle, you said.
Yeah, the bicycle in the living room.
Okay,
correct.
so do you still ride the bicycle?
Yes. Yes. That's the problem is you don't accept it because in reality, Casey doesn't see it, so Casey doesn't believe it. This is the thing. I am a grown man who doesn't have to prove anything to a grown man. That
You
is
can
happy
tell me
with-
whatever you
but
want.
I'm saying
Stacey.
that
You
is
can lie to
happy with
yourself all
himself.
you want.
That's
cool,
fine.
man. I won't bring it
Hey,
up no more.
That's fine.
I won't
Again,
bring it up
I'm
no
not
more.
lying to myself to say that I'm happy with myself.
Okay.
That's sad. That
No, it's cool. I
you
won't even touch it.
unfortunately-
This is gonna be like punishing somebody else's kids that aren't yours. You're right. I'll shut the fuck up.
There you go.
That's fine.
All right. Now, again, Casey, I appreciate that you give a fuck about my health, but I'm not unhealthy to call me.
Oh no,
unhealthy.
you're healthy, bro. Your
If the
doctor told
doctor
you.
says that my shit is in order, my shit is in order.
Doctors know everything.
Obviously. I mean, that's why you go to them, right?
I don't. I only went to him because I had to because I chopped my bone in half.
So they know what they're
Before that, I
doing.
used Dermaplast.
So they
I
know
had
what
to.
they're doing.
I had to. Yeah,
So
for
they know what they're
for
doing.
surgeries. Yeah,
That
they
would be
do.
a surgeon that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, but my surgeon knew what he was doing.
He's a doctor. That's all I'm saying. They know what they're
I don't
doing.
trust doctors like you do. I'm sorry.
First off, who said of all people you should know I don't trust doctors?
You just told me your
Because
doctor
they
says you're
misdiag-
healthy.
Again, my doctor.
If you look in your,
you should trust.
I'm
your
just saying, if I
doctor.
looked in the mirror, my doctor said I was healthy.
So you said I don't trust doctors. I trust my doctor. Why wouldn't you trust?
I think your
doctor?
doctor's
That's why
full
you
of shit.
pick your doctor. No, he's told me several times you're obese and you should lose weight. It doesn't make sense that your blood pressure is where it's at.
Okay,
It
but
just
I already
doesn't
said,
make sense.
okay, so now he is
I
saying
call
that.
it slave
So, okay,
genetics.
we don't need to
Again,
talk. I told you I won't talk about it now. Here we are talking about it.
Casey, it's pretty obvious. You can look at the camera and see I'm obese. I don't think you need to point it out every chance you get.
Okay, like I said, we're not going to talk about it. Here you are bringing it up again. Okay, 3 times in a row. Are we changing the subject yet?
No, Paula wants you home, babe. So I'm Stacy.
I'm Casey.